Hi guys, welcome back. Well, the iPhone 11. It was launched in 2019 and it became really popular over the course of time, and now in 2021, well, after the launch of the iPhone 12 series, Apple is still officially selling the iPhone 11 at a reduced price. And this is the official price tag right now for all the variants, where the base variant just has 64 GB storage and its pricing is approximately 55,000 Indian rupees. But then this is a variant I won't be recommending, and hence the higher storage option should be the ones you must be looking at. And in that, the 128 GB variant is the most appealing one. But here, this official pricing is still not very low, and hence for that price, straight away I'm going to say that the iPhone 11 is a good option, but it becomes a great option if you get the iPhone 11 for a deal which usually pops up in Amazon and Flipkart. And the reason I'm saying it's a great option is because the iPhone 11 is still an overall balanced package. Now, there are downsides, especially for the pricing, but those are things that are not going to affect the usage. So basically, what you get with the iPhone 11 is a great experience, especially in terms of performance, camera experience, and battery backup. And here, the performance part's greatness is all thanks to two things, which are the hardware and software. Well, both these are controlled by Apple, and about the internals, the processor powering stuff is the A13 Bionic chip, which is Apple's own silicon, and it's still a flagship level processor. Then about the RAM, it's 4 GB, which might seem low, but then since the operating system is iOS, RAM is actually not an issue. So all these things together is what leads to a great user experience. And even right now when you use the iPhone 11, the phone is butter smooth. There isn't any lag or hiccup even while doing intense gaming, and during that, the phone doesn't get that warm too. So basically, even without a faster refresh rate display, the processor is still awesome and the user experience is very enjoyable. Now, about the RAM management, it's good, and it's like 6 to 8 apps does stay open in memory depending on the nature of the app. So that's about the performance and user experience thing from the iPhone 11 in 2021. And now to the next best thing, which is the cameras. Well, cameras are very important nowadays, and here the iPhone 11's camera system is still a great package. On the rear, there are two cameras, which are both 12 megapixel cameras, and here the main camera is a wide-angle one whose aperture is f1.8, and it does have optical image stabilization with support for night mode and deep fusion, and the photos this sensor captures is impressive even now. The colors does stay natural with proper dynamic range and sharpness, and hence the shots does look great in almost all type of lighting scenarios. And since there is support for night mode, this sensor does make the night shots look very usable. And about the secondary camera, as mentioned, it's a 12 megapixel f2.4 aperture camera, which is an ultra wide angle camera, and this one is on par with the ultra wide angle cameras which is available right now in most of the flagships. Shots are good in proper lighting situations, and that's it. But here, as usual, the best part of the RAI camera system is its video capturing capabilities. You can record in 4K 60fps with support for extended dynamic range even in that setting, and here the only thing that I felt to be missing while recording video in the iPhone 11 compared to the iPhone 12 is the ability to record HDR videos, but right now it doesn't feel like a big miss, and overall I still love the videos this main camera captures. And while checking the front camera, it's a single one placed in this notch area, and this camera is a 12 megapixel f2.2 aperture camera, which is also a great one for taking selfies. But that great part is only applicable if there is sufficient light. And about the videos it can capture, well, that situation is similar to the rear camera. The videos are stable and sharp with no focusing issues, and the color reproduction is great, and overall the 4K 60fps videos looks nice, and hence this front camera is a good one for vlogging. So that's about the camera system, and here overall this is a great package even in 2021. And now another area where the iPhone 11 shines better than the iPhone 12 is the battery backup. This phone is still a battery champ. The battery capacity is not very massive, but even then the screen on time I was getting with iOS 14 is in the 8 to 8.5 hour range. Now that's with significantly heavy usage, and hence if you're an average user, the battery should be good enough for 2 days. And about charging, well, the phone does support fast charging as well as wireless charging. And here about fast charging, well, right now if you buy the phone officially from Apple, you're not going to get a charging brick, and hence you might need to spend extra for that. And here the charger I tested is the 20-watt fast charger from Apple, and with that it does take approximately 1 hour 30 minutes to fully charge the phone from 0%. Now the charging thing, especially the omission of the charging brick, is not that of a good thing, but then that's now common with all the iPhones and the Galaxy S21 series phones, and therefore complaining about that doesn't change anything. But then the rest of the things we check so far, like the performance, camera and battery, are all great stuff with the iPhone 11. And now about the good stuff, well, they are the design and build quality and the phone's display and audio. And here about the design and build, well, the design is still a standard iPhone design where the side frame is metal, which is specifically aluminium, and the front and back is glass. And here, as expected from Apple devices, the phone is very precisely set together, which makes it sturdy, and also the buttons, even after using for almost a year, is very tactile and feels solid. Now the back glass is of gloss finish with just the camera section having a matte finish, and here the camera does protrude out, but here the good part is that while holding the iPhone 11, it's a very comfortable form factor. It's because of a perfect sizing and also the weight, and even the phone is not a very slippery one. Now here on the design side, the front display section might seem not so futuristic because of the slightly bigger bezels and the famous Apple notch, which houses the Face ID, which is a good unlocking method, but right now with the mask situation and iOS 14.4 software, it's hard to unlock the phone while you're wearing a mask. And inside this bezel and notch is the display area, which is a 6.1-inch IPS LCD panel. The resolution of the display is just 1792 by 828 pixels, which in turn brings the pixel density to 326 ppi. And here the display spec does look bad, but in reality, I don't have much complaints while using this display even in 2021. It's still a very good quality LCD panel with true colors, neat viewing angles, and even the peak brightness is good too. So because of all this, the viewing experience from this display is enjoyable. Now this paired with the dual speaker setup completes that content consumption experience because this speaker system in the iPhone 11 is very clear and sufficiently loud. So overall, from a media experience and gaming point of view, the iPhone 11 won't still disappoint you, and that's the same while reading news and browsing through social media. And that's what we all do in displays, and since the experience is still good, I would say the number thing is not something to worry about. But then right now, for the price the iPhone 11 is selling, well, in that price range and even below that, there are plenty of phones with excellent AMOLED higher refresh rate panels, and hence from that comparison point of view, this display is not something that's worth for the price. But still, I do stand by my point that this display is still a good quality one. Then some of the other things to note with the iPhone 11 is that the phone is IP68 rated, which means the phone is water resistant, and here the Bluetooth version is 5, Wi-Fi version is 6, and the phone does have NFC and ultra wideband chip, which are all good. But here one main core thing that is lacking in 2021 is the support for 5G. Well, for me right now, 5G is not something to worry about because in India 5G is not yet available, and even though we might see a launch sometime in future, well, how long it's going to take for a full-fledged support is something that's not clear. But then this 5G part is a sure downside like the display, especially considering the price and the competition. And that's the deciding thing for the iPhone 11. Well, if you're not concerned about these two stuff, even now I would say the iPhone 11 is a great phone. It's like the best option in the price range it's selling in terms of all the other stuff, which are the cameras, performance, at least 4 years of software support, battery backup, build quality, etc. And here your decision should depend on how much you value the downsides of the iPhone 11 in 2021. That's all for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. If so, a like is so much appreciated, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.